Hi, I'm Chas Chappell. I'm a college student working towards a journalism degree. I love telling stories and getting to know interesting people. I also love travel. I always thought you needed to be rich to fly to Europe, but after having gone twice now, I've learned it's actually pretty affordable, if you play your cards right. I'm leaving to study in the UK this summer, so I'm flying to London today. I'm excited to share how you can do it on the cheap so you can start exploring the land across the pond.
Let's go to London. All right, we just arrived at the airport. For international flights, most of the time you're gonna wanna get here between 2 and 3 hours before your flight. Now, if you're taking a domestic, it's a little bit less, but just because you've got stuff with your passport and you wanna make sure everything's good before that long journey, remove some of the anxiety just to arrive a little extra early.
There are 3 ways to save big on a flight to Europe: baggage, timing, and layovers. For baggage, any flight prices you see online won't include the cost of a checked suitcase, but it can set you back up to $70 a ticket. If your trip is less than 2 weeks, you can easily fit your things into a backpack and carry-on suitcase.
One more note about luggage. Oftentimes if you're traveling with an American airline like United, Delta, American, they won't weigh your carry-on luggage or your personal item that you keep under the seat. But oftentimes if you're going with a European carrier like British Airways, Air France, KLM, something like that, they will weigh your carry-on too, and if it goes over the weight limit, you will be charged a fee. So definitely watch out for that.
Timing's the next big cost factor. There are 2 ways to time your flight to save the most money.
For one, how far ahead are you booking? And number 2, what time of the year are you booking? Because a ticket to go to Europe in, say, February is gonna be a lot less expensive, sometimes hundreds or even thousands of dollars less expensive than going in peak times like July or August.
The third is layovers, or the number of stops you'll have before your final destination. Especially if you're booking closer to your travel day, flights with layovers can save you a few $100s. Some airlines specialize in these segmented flights.
And the 2 countries that you'll usually find these really great airlines are Portugal and Iceland. And so Iceland, obviously, it's in the middle of the Atlantic, and so it's pretty easy to, hop over there, hop a short flight there, and then hop yet another flight. So almost like skipping a stone. And then same deal with Portugal. While it isn't quite in the middle of the ocean, it's one of the furthest out, sticking out there on the continent, countries that will actually market flights from, say Dulles Airport to Heathrow with that stopover. Now, some people might choose to plan their trip around these layovers, and maybe that trip that just starts out being to the UK or France could include that stop in Iceland or that stop in Portugal, but also they're perfectly set up for you to have those quick 1 or 2 hour layovers that you want to just get going over to Europe.
Using these strategies can get you shockingly good prices. There's an Iceland Air flight to London in the middle of summer for only $285. And while we're talking about money,
on the way to your gate, you might run into these currency exchange terminals, and I highly recommend that you avoid these because they're gonna really mark up that exchange rate, and you're gonna get a lot less for what you end up putting in. So I would wait until you get to your destination country, find a reliable ATM, do some research, and pull your money out there.
non-stop flights to Europe can take between 7 and 10 hours, and they're usually overnight, so I tried to give myself the best chance of sleeping. After dinner, I brushed my teeth and stretched my legs a bit. Then, I put on my sleep mask and neck pillow to try and conk out. This will help me get adjusted to London's time zone.
All right, so I've landed in Heathrow. The current time here is just about 7:30 in the morning, but at home where I just came from, more like 2:30 in the morning. Luckily, I was able to get a couple hours of sleep in, but today I will be heading into London for the day and then taking the train to Oxford, where I will be studying this summer. As for this video, I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you learned something that maybe makes a trip to Europe and London, wherever else, possible for you in the future, because really hopefully, if you do the right research, you plan in advance, maybe even fly with these airlines that you might not even think of, you know, like places like Portugal and Iceland, you can really make these trips all the more achievable and memorable as a result. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.